Hi, I'm Jeffrey Ross. I'm the rector here at St. Peter's Church in Lewes. This is our second construction update video. I'd like to take you through and show you the work that is continuing here as part of our open door campaign. This is phase one. We've been working on expanding our chancel to accommodate our music program, to put bathrooms in, to be more accessible for our younger and older members, and also some additional seating and a return of the original baptismal font into the church. Behind me here you can see the addition that has just been framed down and is pretty close to being completed. This week we look forward to them adding the bricks and building it up. Let me just turn the camera around and you can get a little closer. Here you see the new entry that'll be down into the lower or crypt level of the church. Of course, we won't have do not enter on the door when it is installed. It'll be open and welcoming for folks. This will allow anybody who parks on the Market Street or 3rd Street side of the church to be able to quickly get into the building. There'll be an overhang over it to offer some protection from the weather. And again, the cinder blocks and the wall all the way up will be brick so that it matches and fits into the church. You see the opening there for one of our existing stained glass windows that we're relocating over here. And then to the right on the other side will be the new window that we're creating in honor of Richard Freeman. And that space is also now formed and cut out. And that window will be of St. Cecilia. And then down here in what used to be the small bathroom we had, these windows will be replaced with, again, 2 stained glass windows that we're moving from upstairs down here. And we'll create a future space for perhaps an inside columbarium. Let me take you inside and show you some more. Okay, we're standing here at the top of the music room stairs. And here, as we come into what will be our new chancel space, on the left here you will see our new AV room. This will be where we'll be able to do our webcasting and controlling 3 cameras that will be discreetly installed inside the church to enable us to webcast and have better sound quality for our videos each week. And then into this space, we now are in the wide open chancel. This space I'm standing in right here initially was the healing chapel, and the organ will be located here directly in the center of this space. A new exit will be clearly delineated behind the organ that will go out here for emergency evacuation purposes. The new stand for the eagle lectern is being created, and you can see in front of it the new step down so that the lectern will not be quite so high for those of us who are more challenged by our height. Here in the center of the space will be where the altar will be, and once the temporary wall is taken down, it will clearly be able to be seen from every point in the church sanctuary. And over here on my right is the new choir seating space that has been created off of the chancel. Again, this will be where the St. Cecilia window will be located, and then this other window that we're taking out of the existing stairwell will be here to balance this window on the other side of the chancel that has been here all along. In addition, the ombre has been relocated a couple feet to the right, and this will enable us to have seating here along the back wall of the chancel for all of the altar party, the clergy, the acolytes, the chalice bearers. The reason we're moving them here to the back is we don't want to have them blocking the line of sight between the organ and the choir, so that the music minister is able to easily conduct. Again, these windows will be uncovered, and the cross will be back here as it always was, and this space will be quite lovely. The step here, though, has been taken out, so this is all on one level, and this will facilitate our music ministry programs so that we're able to have an open space that can be configured for concerts and different kinds of musical groups as they come and gather. Here on my right, you can see that the pulpit has been returned to the church, and it will be placed in its more traditional location on the gospel side of the church. This pulpit was given by the McIntyre family, and it will continue to serve our community of faith once the temporary wall here is removed. And here we are looking at the 2 bathroom installations. Not a lot has happened since the last video, except the ceilings have been put in place. The walls, as you may notice, are made with metal studs, and these are part of the sound dampening qualities that we're building into these bathrooms so that you won't be able to hear them in the church sanctuary. On the right here, this bathroom will be for disabled folks, and on the left here will be a smaller bathroom. As I mentioned earlier, this wooden rack will be moving downstairs because it's too big to be accommodated in the space, but a new build out will have a coat rack here on the main level that'll be able to be used by those who come in from the principal door in the back of the church. Speaking of the doorway here, there are 2 doors on either side of the narthex here that lead into the bathrooms, but there are also a set of doors that are usually propped open that lead into the church. These doors are going to be put onto butler's hinges so that they'll flip both ways. This will allow people to get through them quickly for an emergency exit, but it will also keep them closed so that it'll be further sound deadening when people are in the narthex, so we won't hear that into the church sanctuary itself. Again, the hinges will go both ways, so that as you're coming into the church, you can push through and go into the church, and as you're coming out, you can push through and go out. Again, in the middle of the church, we'll be removing 2 of the central pews on either side and moving them forward, and slightly shorter pews will come in their place that will enable a wheelchair to be easily parked within the body of the church. That way, folks who come and who are disabled won't have to be relegated to either being up front or in the back, but actually can be in the center and worship with the community itself. Speaking of the center, here in the middle of the church, our old stone baptismal font will be returning from the parish hall, where it has been for the last 16 years. We're going to be retiring the little cart baptismal font that we had in the back that matched the old pews, and instead we'll be returning to the stone font that has served this church for at least the last 150 years. It will be here in the middle, and as I said, there'll be space for wheelchairs on either side. It will also be cleverly designed in a way that it can be easily moved aside for when we need to bring a casket into the church for a funeral. Again, this temporary wall will be coming down soon, and the organ console will be moved up into the chancel as well. We're looking forward to making that move probably in the next week or so. So that's just a quick tour of the work that's going on here at St. Peter's Square. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions, feel free to send them to me. I'd be glad to fill you in on anything that I didn't cover in this video. The construction, again, continues to go well, and we are expecting and hoping that it will be done in July. And then they'll be moving outside to replace the roof on the church. We'll be going back to the original cedar shakes, taking off the plastic ones, the shingles that have not held up well. And the new steeple cross will be installed as well. And I'm really looking forward to showing you that one as soon as it comes in. I want to share one more thing with you before we end this video, and I just want to let you know that we are incredibly blessed and fortunate to have the support of the Diocese of Delaware and our Bishop, Kevin Brown. And with Kevin's help, we've been able to get a challenge grant for our parish to help us restart the capital campaign because it had to be shut down during the coronavirus. And so right now we've been given a grant of up to $100,000. For every dollar we raise, we will retire $1 of that $100,000 grant. So if you can give and support our campaign, know that I'm very willing, and our other campaign staff are all willing to come out and to connect with you either by a Zoom meeting or by a socially distant in-person meeting to tell you about everything that's going on and to get your support. It really is essential for every member of our congregation to help as they are able to make the future possible for the generations that are to come. I am convinced that this space is just going to be incredibly beautiful and will be even better than anything that we've had before. We were always blessed with a wonderful worship space. It was voted by Architectural Digest as the most beautiful worship space in Delaware, and we look forward to being able to continue to be that space as we enhance it to provide more outreach into the community and welcome more newcomers in our midst. So I hope you'll want to be part of this campaign, and I hope you'll help us take advantage of this grant of up to $100,000 towards our construction. To make arrangements for a visit, please give the office a call or feel free to email me, and I'd be glad to set it up for you. I hope you're well. I hope you're taking care of yourself and those you love. I hope you know how much we miss you, and we look forward to seeing you here back at St. Peter's soon. God bless.